gentlemen, our guest today on Insights with Nidhi Verma is Mr. Shiv Kumar Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director, Vijay Neha Polymers. Shiv Kumar ji, what a journey. Polymer trading, to bag making, to silver pouch packaging for biryani in Hyderabad and other products. And now one of the largest flexible packaging converters of India, supplying laminates and varied range of films to main brands. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hi Nidhi, very good morning to you, and it's always pleasure connecting with you. Thank you for inviting me on this show.
Pleasure is all ours. Gupta ji, you put up a greenfield project with the extrusion and graphics, latest technology, high-end machines with huge capacities. Such greenfield investment, I've heard, in flexible packaging is very unique, not only in India, but across the world. What were the thoughts behind such huge investment 2 years back?
See Nidhi, this plastic journey of mine started in 1987 by my father. And when I took over the business from him in 1995, from then onwards, I started dreaming big. And this greenfield project is not 2 years back. It is a study of more than 8 years. And this has been we studying from 2012. And to put up this project, I have visited many exhibitions worldwide, many suppliers and many industries, manufacturers of packaging industry worldwide. And this gave me a thought process, something new should be put up and something big should be put up. And this journey started way back in 2012, not just 2 years back.
Yes, I have bumped into you in all the exhibitions worldwide, so I'm testimony to that over the years.
Yeah.
Gupta ji, you've put up a very good infrastructure, good equipment, hired top talents from the industry. What were the specific actions that you took up to fill up your capacity to its full utilization? Because initially there were a few hitches.
See, the advantage what I got with my greenfield project and latest technology, I was not standing in the queue of the suppliers. Because whenever you go to a customer, they ask what unique you have. And touch out this greenfield project and with my latest technology, what I brought into the country, it was talk of the country. And before me, my buyers were aware of what technology I have. So my waiting time was really reduced to get into their shoes. And we started. And the hitches, what is there? See, you always believe all good should happen to you, but sometimes it doesn't happen. But whatever will happen good for you. So it was a learning, and I thankful my entire team and my family who stood with me and supported me in all the times to feel that you're not alone, and my Vijay Neha team that yes sir, we are with you with your journey, and we will make Vijay Neha a flagship across India and worldwide.
Yes, I have seen the goodwill that you have in that part of the country because of the TAPMA conference that we do with you. I am also testimony to that. Gupta ji, your machines are already Industry 4.0 ready. How did you think of this so much in advance for all the automation that is going to be so handy now?
See, Nidhi, as I told you, I was traveling, I was meeting biggest consumers in worldwide, and I was understanding with the manufacturers and understanding the environmental needs, what is going to be coming in futures, and facing a lot of human resources and handling of manpower. So coming future, I feel that people would prefer touch-free packaging. This concept may come sooner or later. So keeping in that mind, I always thought of getting advanced technology so that it can take me years ahead, and it will help me in my growth. So this was the idea behind putting up an advanced plant and going with the market leaders to have the best of the source. Whenever you buy a car, you look for the best. So when I'm buying a machinery, why should not I look for the best?
Yes, I think that philosophy has worked well.
Yeah.
Gupta, from day one of the lockdown, you were, I think, running full capacity. How did you manage the workforce, the laborers, as well as the permissions that would be required to run the plants?
See, I would say first 2 to 3 days, we were under confusion. Then the moment the government gadget came and they put plastic packaging into essential commodity, and the customers from our different areas started calling as milk supplies were getting hampered, oil supplies were getting hampered. I called up a meeting of my people and they showed their energy levels and enthusiasm to work. And this really helped me in boosting my energy. And simultaneously, we took all the permissions from the government, social distancing. And my plant, which is Unit 3, is already designed to maintain social distance and less manpower and high output. This is how it helped me. And little additional what I did is I went to the ground level realities. I sat with my ground level people and understood what difficulties they are facing, what is there in mind, which is making them move out of the manufacturing zone to back to their native places. I spoke to them at the ground level, which are the main workforce. I understood, I assured them that yes, as a company, we stand with you for your security, for your safety, and we assure them all the necessary precautions of safety is taken. What all precautions I'm taking for my family, same precautions has been maintained at our manufacturing units in all locations. And as I assured them, look, your owner is not owner, it is one of the part of your family, and I am present in the factory. So whatever is happening to you is with me also. So don't think you are alone. I am there to take care of all your safety precautions, needs, and assure them they need not run for the grocery anywhere outside the factories. We hired hotels who were locked down to cater the needs of my entire factory. So whatever they need, morning breakfast till evening dinner. So then since the hotels was locked down, so they were happy to serve us food on time, and that's how I could able to maintain my even ground level staff.
Perfect, sir. So you did extend whatever you did for your family to your workers also. You walked the
because
talk.
I feel they are the right people who can give a right advice, and they are the real people who make any industry run.
Yes, sir. I totally agree with you. How did you see the movement of different films, barrier as well as laminates, offtake in the coming months?
See, Nidhi, India is a widely dense populated country, and awareness towards hygiene, in especially this pandemic time, a lot of youngsters who roll on the WhatsApps and other thing, awareness of packaging is growing. So brand demand is also growing. So I personally feel as most of the food are still in open condition sales, there would be growth in packaging, and further it will keep on growing.
Okay. The graphics business, you already invested in about 500 minutes per meter, and I understand that you're already implementing 400 meters per minute. Do you see that you'll be able to maintain this speed? Even the initial rush of the pandemic demand will kind of subside and stabilize after that also?
See, first of all, we are running at 500 meters, and I've been requesting my supplier, can I increase the speed? So I don't find any fault to happen. Yes, there will be some little slowdowns or some little ups and downs. It's part of business. But yes, I'm confident that industry as it will grow and it will keep on growing. And we will maintain our speed and our growth factors.
Good optimistic view there. One thing that really intrigues me is that you have such a huge variety of end products with varied customer base. How do you integrate the different customers' expectations, their demands, their requirements in terms of quality, material specifications into your marketing and channel strategies?
See, we have started this business with one monolayer machine. Today we have around 140 machines, and frankly speaking, I have grown with my customer. So the need of the customer, we adopted the manufacturing and started supplying them. And while choosing the product and while choosing the management, I've chosen the best people in the industry to run that division. If you look at my factory has many divisions and it is headed by a head of that division. So that means the quality is taken care, and service pattern as our marketing team is excellent, and we are able to serve, and our growth pattern is continuing there.
Okay, so you've kind of given them the responsibility of the different units and they manage it like a profit center.
Yes.
Okay, good. It normally takes longer time for a converter to get them enlisted and certified in, big FMCG and brand owners. I understand that you have shortened the curve in kind of becoming, an enlisted and certified converter. How did you manage to do that? Because most of the big brands are your customers now.
See, this is where my point 4 expansions comes, where I well thought of it. If I go with a normal expansion and a commodity machines, people put me in a list where may I be shortlisted, I may not be shortlisted. If I'm going with a solution and giving them an edge over any other converter, I'm sure any consumer would like to welcome with all the facility in one single roof and with a providing solutions. So this helped me my investment in my packaging industry to shorten my journey to be a supplier to all the big brands in India.
Understood. So you're giving them end-to-end solution under one roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you also looking at export markets? I'm not sure that, is that a vertical that you're also actively pursuing?
We are already exporting and we are optimistic in growth. And with this pandemic, I feel most of the country will have an eye to India for their packaging needs in coming future. And we are looking forward for exports. And we have started working on it and started generating inquiries.
Okay, that is a field that you're already actively looking into.
Yeah.
From the normal market statistics, your capex per kg of converting is seeming to be little on the higher side. What are your comments on that?
See, yes, from you look at outside, it looks little higher side. But when you look at your plans, what you have on a growth, my capex on infrastructure is little high because it can accommodate 3 expansions. And if you look at it's world class. Secondly, when you talk of the machine, I did my little homework and I can say my machine cost is high, but I'm earning daily. That means my machine produce more than what other machines produce. There where I save a lot.
Okay, so your output ratio is also higher.
Yeah, the output ratio is high compared to any other machine capex I would have done. So my cost of manpower, cost of production is little lower. Yes, the capex is high, but it will justify when I do phase 2 expansion and it will become most economical process in flexible.
You've just finished recently your phase 1 expansion. You already have plans of doing your phase 2? That's super rapid.
See, this is an industry which requires growth. One good thing about plastic, you have a growth every year. So if you wanted to grow with your customer needs, you have to grow your plant. So I feel sooner or later, yes, we will go for the expansion because the market is good and demanding packaging is growing.
Okay. There is a widespread resistance to single-use plastics. We've all seen that and we've been together in the journey. How does your carry bag vertical, what are your plans and what are the actions that you've taken there? Have you got into upgrading your the carrier bags business to a higher end specification model, or you've also got into security bags that are required for these B2B e-commerce, Amazon kind of packing?
See, we have already diversified our range of product into many industrial applications. Yes, it has been taken well care and we are all following the government norms what is required now.
Okay,
so
you got into.
I don't find any big threat on that my other units, and because we have wide range and we have already upgraded our productions into different markets and different essential packaging needs.
Okay, are you planning of exporting these carry bags and security bags also into?
Yeah, we are already exporting.
Okay,
few countries we are already exporting this product.
Okay, probably you are the one converter who is also trading in resin. If you've seen your journey from the beginning, you've been quite an active trader in the earlier years. You think that this resin trading also helps you vice versa other converters because you kind of have the raw material at the best price?
See, when there is an innovation, I'm aware of the polymer which is to be used and my access to polymer is available. Plus, it is very cost effective when compared to other converters. Since my volumes and my scale level is high, and I'm most of the time aware of the new generation polymer which is coming into industry and the advantage and disadvantage. I'm able to capture that benefit into my new greenfield projects, where my most of the resins which I used to think a deal with it are being used now.
Okay, so it's kind of a forward and backward integration.
Yes.
Yes. How do you see the resin prices scenario going forward?
See, I feel it's a resin now would be at a moderate level. It will not go to the very big high. What levels we are here, it is a moderate level. Maybe 4-5 rupees plus or minus 2-3 rupees would be the market for an industry and a buyer's market as far as resin is concerned, which is the backbone of the industry, and this will help industry make more money, and more availability keeps industry growing in a big way.
Okay. Before I shift to the second chapter, I wanted to ask you, what do you attribute to the 3 basic success mantras that you have followed and come to this position?
See beyond reality and be positive. Hurdles will come in the life, but that will make you more stronger and will make you more wiser in the growth factor. Never grow by negativity. Have faith in you and keep your journey on.
Wonderful. I think that is one optimistic note that a lot of converters and other people who are thinking of getting into flexible packaging, looking at it, a huge demand that's going to come, are going to take inspiration from. With that, you have already infused your younger next generation into the business, and I will request you to bring in Ms. Neha Gupta, who is the executive assistant to the managing director, who is a BBA from BBS Hyderabad and also an inter-CA. May we request you to also join you in the last section, please?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, welcome to the show. I'm very happy to be having also Young Turk along with us.
Thank you.
Neha, what are the major changes that you would like to bring to the business that your father has already laid down?
I would look forward for more innovation, more automation in the business. Though Unit 3 is very automized, but Unit 1 and other units does require a lot of automation and more infusion of youth. As you see, the industry, flexible packaging industry as such, is held by many seniors. And you would hardly find any youth of the age 20, 25 to 30s. You'll always find people who are above 40, 45. So with infusion of youth, there'll be more innovative ideas. There'll be more change towards packaging, more new perspectives coming into the industry. And also before, just a small note, before joining that, I had a different perspective about plastics altogether. But after joining and understanding the industry, plastic does not have a substitute. You cannot substitute plastic with paper or any other thing.
Okay, that's very fresh to hear. Thank you so much, and we shall stay connected to you, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I would like to thank all my Vijayanaya family. We work as a family, and they stood with me, and they are real my asset. I feel we are one family, and they stood with me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Hyderabad, as we always say, and keep up the good work.